Midnight Double Feature presents Bad Crystal, a Breaking Bad podcast. On this episode, we bring you Season 1, Episode 4, Cancer Man, written by Vince Gilligan and directed by Jim McKay. Colin, welcome back to Bad Crystal. What's happening?
What's up, buddy? Excited to jump into this episode. This is a good episode, man. I say we just jump right into the shit because this is, it's interesting. This is an interesting episode in terms of Jesse. This is a Jesse heavy episode, and I really like that so far. But sorry, I just totally slit the throat right when we walked in. I didn't even throw a punch or anything. I just slit the throat, and I was like, "Fuck you, die, fucking die,
bitch."
No, I like it. I like it a lot in terms of a Jesse heavy episode. I love the fact we don't actually see Walter telling Skylar, because that's just, God, who wants to watch that, dude? Goddamn,
Lord.
that's got to be rough to watch.
It's funny, man, because you can piece together how that interaction went, based on how she acts at the dinner table and shit. Outside.
Right. There's a couple of things that threw me off about this episode too, that we can kind of get into it, but I also like seeing Walt Jr.'s perspective. Marie, she gets a little bit of redemption in some of this episode. I'm like, cool. I actually don't 100% fucking hate every word out of her mouth. And all in all, it's very interesting. You can see this starting to get its footing now in terms of a show. 4 episodes in, it's okay, cool. These are our cast of characters. I know it's going to grow and things are going to get bigger and better, and Walt is going to start lashing out more, and I'm like, cool. I feel that he's letting his mask is starting to slip, and I'm like, cool. I dig it. But what do you think of this episode? Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I love your take, dude. I love your take on it. You're giving me good shit to work with.
Yeah.
But it's this is the episode where, the first 3 episodes are kind of contained in their own little story. I feel like you can do that as a trilogy and just you don't even need the rest of the series. You can just have those 3 episodes to be watched in kind of isolation, and that's that tells you a story already. It's the killing of Crazy 8 and then it's done. Whereas this one introduces you to elements and things that will go that'll be taken going forward into the series. This one kind of sets out okay, this is what's going to be of concern to Walt, this is what's going to be of concern to Jesse. And then that's kind of what we take moving from this episode. It's kind of like a bridging episode between the rest of the show and the first 3 episodes. So I'm glad that you kind of took it into that.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Well, I know, because I always am. But anyway,
I've seen this show 4 times. Of course, I'm right.
Guys, before we kick this off, welcome back to Bad Crystal. We're on episode 4 now of our new podcast that we're so excited about. I know, right? It's good. It's a good time for us. It's a good time for us. We just recorded The Dark Knight Returns on Midnight Double Feature. If you want to go check that out, that's our other podcast. That's our main podcast. It's a film podcast. And you can find us on our socials, where we have one socials for everything. So you can join the after party. That's our main hub. That's where our community comes together to talk all things Bad Crystal and Midnight Double Feature. We also have our website, which is midnightdoublefeature.com, which is where you can find all of the links to everything that we have. So that includes our Patreon as well. If you want to join the Green Room and get exclusive content to anything Midnight Double Feature related or Bad Crystal related, you can find that link in our website, via our website, midnightdoublefeature.com, or you can just go to patreon.com/Midnight Double Feature. Yeah, jeez, I nearly fucked that up. And through there, you can also find our merch, right? We have merch. We have mugs and we have T-shirts, right? Holy shit.
I feel like we're
That's
like in
fucking exciting.
Ghostbusters 2, and he's like, look, and free balloons and cups for the kids. Like,
100%. But all right, with all that out of the way, what do you say we get into this episode, dude?
let's do it, man.
Awesome. So we kick this episode off with Hank briefing his team. Operation Icebreaker. Isn't that the name of a breath mint?
Yeah, that's it. I like that. That is literally not what I thought. And I was like, oh, ice, like crystal meth. And it's like, as soon as he said breath mint, I was like, well, that's ruined.
Crazy Ed is missing. The last guy he ratted out was Emilio. So that's a pretty cool piece of information, dude.
Yes, it took me about 2 hours after I watched the episode taking a shit to realize I was like, oh, wait, it wasn't fucking Jesse. Holy shit. Like, it took me a second to, like, piece that together, like, 4 hours later. And, like, I don't know. That's the tricky part about this way the show is set up. Is that I'm having to recall information from last week. And I'm like, right. Oh, wait. I didn't watch all 4 episodes of this, like, in a week. But what I think I'm going to start doing is watch an episode and watch the previous one. So next time I'll watch episode 4 and 5 back to back, just to be sure.
It's just the way our, like, recording structure is kind of like set up, right? Like, we can't. Like, I can't let you watch like 2 episodes back to back and then jump on for one recording. Like, it's just not right. Like, it's not good.
No,
it's not good.
It's gonna be like, what happened? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like, I just thought that was like, that's something I didn't catch until like probably like my 3rd rewatch, dude. Like,
you
that
fucking
crazy
idiot.
Yeah, I know, I'm a fucking moron, man. I'm not qualified to be watching this TV show. But yeah, then you get the possibility that the cousin found out and took revenge. The meth was the purest meth they've ever tested, 99.1%, dude. And they think it was cooked right here in the land of enchantment in the US. Didn't come out of Mexico. So this kind of like tells us a lot of things. Firstly, that Hank is very good at using his instincts, and his instincts are right? Like, 99.1%. That means it was cooked right here in the land of enchantment. Plus, it also tells us that Hank is not he's not a foot soldier. He's got some kind of ranking in the DEA. Like, he's kind of like in charge of his own little unit, right?
Right. I kind of took that into consideration when he was like, he was on the TV in the first episode, and then he was
ordering the raid to go, right?
Right. And then when he was actually at that raid, he was just like, hey, what's up, babe? And I'm like, dude, you're not like a rookie. No rookie does that, dude. You're fucking fired.
Absolutely. We got new players in town. We don't know where they are, where they come from, but they possess an extremely high skill set. Personally thinking Albuquerque just might have a new kingpin, and I love how all of this is said as Walter White standing there in his tidy whities, just brushing his teeth.
The only way this is better is if Walter is taking like a huge shit, like a James Wood scary movie too, like struggling to shit. No,
he's looking over to the left, and there's flies like gathering on the windscreen.
And the funny part is he's like, like overbrushing like a motherfucker. There's like shit spilling out of his. I'm like, man, you don't know how hard it is to brush your teeth till you have a fucking beard. Like, it's such a pain in the ass, dude.
Then we get the title card. Walt staring into the barbecue as the meat just fucking tenderizes, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, he there's a lot going in his mind. There's a lot happening in there,
Well, and it sounds awful too. It's like on like I was like, am I watching Sigourney Weaver like burn the alien sacks and aliens, or it's like this is a piece of grilled chicken.
You just hear that the alien queen in the background.
Yeah. Dude, I was like, what the fuck is that noise when I was watching it? And because I had headphones on, and I like picked my headphones up and was like, oh, okay, cool. That's the show. Thank God.
Right. No, that's it. It sounds like in District 9 when they find that little shanty town.
Yeah.
With the eggs. And then he's like, it's like a little popping noise. And you just hear the eggs. Oh, God. Hank's talking about how good looking Walter Jr. is. And Marie's just like, he's adorable. Like, just fuck off, Marie. That's not what a teenager wants to hear.
Plus, she's like, "Is this fat-free mayo in the coleslaw?" It's like, I want to choke you until your face turns black. Like, I can't fucking stand that shit, dude. Like, who the fuck puts fat-free mayo in coleslaw? Like, the fact that you think that a person would know that you wanted it and would then change the entire meal based on your preference. You cunt. You fucking cunt. God, I hate her, dude. I cannot. I can't fucking stand her. God damn it, dude. I've never listen.
Oh my god,
Guys,
Colin feels very strongly about condiments.
Yeah, that's dude. There is something about her where like, I don't know. She brings out the worst in me. Every episode is just me going like, "God, fucking cut!" Just me getting so aggravated, dude.
Bad Crystal is a G-rated podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so you know.
Yeah. She has some redeeming moments in this. Like, thank God, but for the most part, she's so insufferable, man. It's awful.
No, she is at points, man. Like she's a bit rough. And like I mean, who goes to family members' houses? Even like family members do. Like you know. And ask for like fat-free, like, you know, like just anything, like just take what you're given and be happy. Fuck.
Right.
Ugh.
And she's never, and the thing is, she's not rude. Well, it's like, hey, do you want any more wine? She's like, no, I'm fine, thanks. But she says it like a total cunt. And that's the thing that gets me. Is like, it's not what you're saying, it's how you say it. And it's like, lady,
it's passive aggressive.
Right. It's like, lady, you could be getting ramrod by Patrick Swayze himself, and you would not crack a smile, you dry old bitch. Like, God.
Patrick Swayze, man, cut from the great goddess himself.
Yes. Yes.
Hank's just like, you just gotta have confidence. And like, this is really interesting because he's giving very much fatherly advice to Walt Jr. while his actual father's sitting right there. Like, you know, and it's so sad, dude. Like, you know, it's actually kind of sad. Like the smile on Walt's face. Because there's a little bit of this in this episode where we see the just how much this actually gets to Walt, you know, like how emasculated he is as a father as compared to Hank.
Right. And don't get me wrong, I got uncles from 21 or I'm sorry, I'm an uncle. I got nephews all the way from a year old to 21. And my thing is like, part of this is like the advice of like, hey man, you just got to do this and do that and you're cool, you know? But then you don't start going into it and start giving detail about stuff. And then the only credit is Hank kind of does like, hey, this is how your parents met. It's like, cool. He just kind of lateral over to Walt and let Walt kind of take the reins. Like, okay, cool. Redeemable. Yeah. Cool. I like it.
And right. And like, that's where we are. So we find out how Hank and Scarlett found each other. She was working a summer job. Hostess working cash registers. Walt used to ride his bike there. And like, I really like the details that Walt goes into here as he's explaining them meeting, right? Like he talks about their grilled cheese sandwich, the crosswords puddles. Like he's genuinely remembered parts of their first meeting, which tells me that these two used to be very happy, which is you do not like get at all anymore, you know?
Right.
And Scarlett looks very sad as she's telling the story, and of course she breaks down. Marie asks what's wrong, and all Scarlett says is ask him, pointing to Walt, throwing Walt literally pretty much in the deep end because the ball's right there.
Yeah. There's something about I have not quite put my finger on it about this show, but it's something about the way that people treat Walt. And that Walt is basically a fucking doormat, and he lets people make decisions for him. He lets people treat him a certain way. Things that make him uncomfortable, Walt does not speak up and say anything about. And that's what I'm saying, like, but he'll blow up a man's car. Like, he won't do anything directly to his family to be like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, he'll skirt around it, and he'll beat around the bush, and eventually kind of lead the way to what he's talking about. But it can't be direct with his family, but he can blow up a goddamn stranger's car or like, you know, beat the shit out of some guy in a department store. And I think that obviously it's the stuff at home. It's not, part of it's the cancer. Yeah. Part of it's like the job and stuff and the meth. But I think also it's just, like you said, this total emasculation from Hank, from Marie, from Walt Jr., from Skyler. It's like with Jesse, he's a fucking god. You know, that's the cool part is he actually has control over that world. I think that's an interesting dynamic that actually in the shitty part of this dark world, he actually is kind of a god. It's like that's really cool.
Right. With his family kind of emasculating him, it's kind of like him redirecting his anger and energy.
Yes.
Towards like, you know, this Ken bastard, like a, you know, douchebag with that car, and then, you know, that guy in the department store. It's kind of like him like, I need to like let this out, you know. I need to. Yeah. It's just, yeah. But yeah, he's got no option to reveal to Hank and Marie that he has cancer, and he just says it's bad, and the scene ends. And they have this little family meeting, and God, is it brutal, dude.
Now,
Like,
my question here really fast, Walt Jr. doesn't know, right? At the table,
Well-
he finds out with Hank and Marie, or does he know?
No, he knows. Because
Okay.
I watched it this time around specifically to notice that, and he definitely knows because there's no look of surprise on him. He actually
Right.
looks like, like
He kinda
looks
sheds
at
a tear.
Hank and Marie.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks at Hank and Marie being like,
Okay.
did you just hear this? Like, Hank's just like, buddy, why wouldn't you tell anybody? And it's just like this whole scene with Hank and Marie. I get that they're caring, but man, they just make it about themselves a little bit, man.
Yes.
Dude,
I think you might have taken my hand and placed my finger on that thing that I was talking about that wasn't your ass. The thing that, like, it's what everybody yeah. Everybody means well, but it always ends up coming in of like, it's like when someone's mourning and it's like, everyone's like, if you need anything, man, I am here for you, dude. And it's like, I think you're trying to feel not guilty about what happened. And I understand that and I appreciate it. And like, it's a human reaction, but nobody in this room looks at Walt and goes, what do you want to do? Right.
Exactly.
Nobody looks at Walt and is like, what do you want to do? And that's oh man, it's amazing that nobody in the room picks up on that. They all just assume Walt is going to fight this and he's going to bounce back and blah, blah, blah. And, and I can understand why that would be assumed. But at the same time, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. So let's just take the 5 seconds to, it's like a lawyer who's like, first and foremost, you didn't commit this crime, did you? Okay, I have to ask that. Now, I'm assuming you didn't, but let's ask anyways,
Yeah, right. No, exactly. Like they steamroll over him. Like, Marie asks, what's the next steps? We need to get a second opinion. Marie's just like, I can get the best oncologist, blah, blah, blah. And they just make these decisions without Walt's opinion or like, just don't even like give him a chance to intervene, Hank says that whatever happens, he'll always take care of Walt's family, which is
horrible wording.
The clincher. Yeah. Horrible wording. Like, and like, look, Hank's not a guy about subtlety. He's not a subtle person.
Right. And like, don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, this situation may not call for subtlety and just like, listen, I just have to be honest. But I think I was trying to think, how would I word that? I'd be like, listen, I am here for you 100%. But if this ends up not being about you anymore, I am here for them 100%. Like, there's so much better ways to word that, dude. And I was like,
there is.
Yes, dude. It's he looks like Thor's rock friend from Ragnarok. Like he's just sitting there, like
cool,
like just a huge brick, dude.
I love how you did that and totally forgot that it was a very auditory medium. Like, there's no visuals at all. he just hunched his shoulders up and looked like a ball. But yeah, like, I mean, look, one thing that Gilligan does here really fantastically is give you the sense that this is a very tight-knit group, right? Like their reactions to the news of Walt's cancer just shows us how close they really are. And like in these early episodes, it's really important for us to know as an audience how tight these guys are. Like,
right.
They're all in each other's lives. They come over all the time for dinner or whatever, and they have get-togethers. It's really important that we get that sense of community between these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Back at Jesse's place, we're introduced to Combo, who studies the hole in the ceiling, and we're introduced to Skinny Pete. Combo asks, Combo is not called by name, I don't think, in this episode. He's the kind of like, he's the bigger guy.
Yeah.
Combo, obviously he's the bigger guy because the other guy's name is Skinny Pete. But Skinny Pete might be used ironically. You never know.
Yeah.
When Combo asks Jesse about the ceiling, he just says it's the house settling.
What a terrible answer, dude. That's how you explain away a ghost. Like a bathtub, like something from The Shining happening in your house. Like that's not how you explain that away, dude. Like that's terrible. Terrible.
In like a bad horror movie, dude, that's how things are like explained away.
He does kind of actually cover it. He's like, oh yeah, it fell. What the fuck? Hit me in the eye. Crazy, dude. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool cover. That is smart. But how it happened is so fucking dumb.
Fucking retarded. The guys just start talking about Jesse's ex-partner, and Jesse locks up and changes the subject. And all these guys want to do is just smoke some crystal. And Jesse encourages it, right? The best batch ever. He came up with a new recipe. It's just way more chemically shit. It's just the bomb. Like he can't even sell it.
Potent.
Jesse says he's laying off for health reasons, but suggests that they do weed instead. And when the guys start to leave, Jesse says he's just joking and pulls out, quote, the best scante ever. Really interesting moment here when they start to leave and Jesse is immediately reneging on his whole thing, right? Like, he's fucking lonely, right? He's got no one, as we'll come to find out in the rest of the episode.
Right, and I think there's something about the fact that I assume that he and Walter still have some kind of relationship, that this is going to keep going, that nothing has changed, because I know that this show runs for 5 seasons and it's not about nothing. But as far as I had no idea that at this point that I guess somewhere off camera they have just like called it quits, because when he shows up to Walt, he's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what are you even doing here? You know, and I think that's so interesting about the relationship. And it's almost like when you're going 90 miles an hour, that even when you slow down to like 50 or 60 and you're selling crystal meth and smoking crystal meth and mopping up blood in the hallway, it still feels slow because you're used to going 90 miles an hour. So when you're having to kill a guy and dissolve a body and shit, and it's like, well, now it's boring. Like, this is kind of mundane, you know? But yeah, you're exactly right. Like, you listen to this big house all by himself. He's just smoking and staring out the window. Like, dude's going to go crazy.
Well, and he does. Like, in the next morning, Jesse's paranoid as shit looking out his window as he lights up another one of his, another bowl, and these Mormons pull up, but Jesse thinks it's a grenade / machete wielding bikies.
It's like the biker zombie twins from Shaun of the Dead.
Dude, like, what a young person's thing to think about, right? Like, bikies rocking up with grenades. Like, it's not even like a pistol or anything. It's just a fucking hand grenade.
When I saw the grenade, I was like, nope. It's like, that's over.
How did these guys get access to military grade weapons? But Jesse legs it, taking the meth with him as he jumps over the neighbor's fence. By the way, we totally forgot to do this. Last week, we did a word association, and I gave you 4 options, right? You said, the question was, which one of these is a big part of this week's episode? I gave you 4 options. Brother, Mexico, plane, dentist. You failed because you chose dentist.
I don't even remember what I picked. Dentist?
You chose dentist, yeah. I mean, like, I was going for brother. With,
who the hell's a dentist in this?
No one. That was the thing. You failed. You chose
which
dentist.
One did I pick? Oh,
you chose dentist, and the answer is brother, because the big part of this week's episode is the brother.
Jack. Gotcha. I was like, wait, I thought you were saying like I picked something else and it was dentist. I was like, whoa, hold on. I might be high on crystal meth right now, but
well, I mean, you know, if you guys can see what I'm seeing, it's just Colin shirtless and is like, like that's not even like exaggeration as well.
It's Colin recording in a small closet in the summer in the South. That's what that shit is.
Just sweating, like he's glistening. It feels like my screen is like reflecting off him. Like, you know,
you could drown a puppy in the underboob. Like, dude, it's awful.
Literally. You can kill Emilio and Crazy 8 in that. Yeah.
You can dissolve bodies in there.
Right. Walt's treating the wound he got from Crazy 8, stabbing him with the plate in secret in the bathroom. Gnarly looking wound, right?
Well, and I'm like, that's not your own toothbrush, right? It's like the first thing I thought. It's like, that's gross.
And he's super gluing it together. Did you catch that?
I have had to do that before.
Is that a thing? Does that work?
Yes. Like if you basically it does work. Long story short, yes. I don't know like the specifics of it, but yeah, they can actually like glue. I've seen people get their thumbs like glued where like if you put stitches, the stitches won't hold because you have to bend on the joint. So like some people will put like that glue kind of. I personally I've never had stitches or glue. I probably should have a few times, but I've seen people with the glue before. Yeah.
Oh, I got stitches when I had to, like, I accidentally stabbed myself in the hand with like a fucking knife.
Oh shit, dude! I did the same thing. Like on the side of my finger, I like sliced into the side of it, cutting onions at work, and I was just like, oh well, wrap it up, go back to work.
See, yours is a more legitimate reason. I was cutting open a packet of HDMI cables, and the knife slipped off like the plastic, and it just like bang straight into my fucking hand. Oh Jesus! Scarlett's making appointments, already using the credit card. Honey, the best oncologist, one of the top 10 in the entire nation. His name is Dr. Del Cavoli, and we see him on Friday. And Scarlett's all happy, and she's like, "This is good." Walt asks about the credit card deposit of $5,000. Dude, you guys really need to get fucking universal healthcare. Seriously, it's great.
Trust me. Yeah, everyone's like, you wait in line forever, dude. And it's like, that is such an American complaint about universal healthcare. I can't even get started on it, dude. Like, I get it, but still, it's like, it's better than fucking dying in the street of it. It's ridiculous.
Right. And that's like one of the things that everyone talks about this show, right? Like Breaking Bad wouldn't exist if the American health system was better. If Walt travels up to Canada to get healthcare, then this show doesn't work. But I mean, like, look, it's a fucking TV show. Get over it.
Yeah.
But I like Walt's kind of like reasoning, right? Like he's like, oh God, $5,000 just to tell me what I already know. Like it's $5,000 just for the consultation, for a second opinion. Like,
that's
Jesus
insane.
Christ. And like I love Walt's reaction, right? When Scarlett suggests borrowing money from Hank. Absolutely not.
Right. That's the second kind of like encroachment. It's not even offered up by Hank, but they know that they can do it. And I love that she's like, have you talked to your mom? Do you even know? Like, does your mom even know? And I was like, oh shit, I figured his mom was dead. I'm like, he's like 55 years old. Like, shit, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's definitely alive. Okay, there's this thing, man, like, as you'll see throughout the show, Walt's downfall, like, 90% of the time is his pride. Like, he is just a out-and-out proud person. And he will like make things so much more difficult for himself just to maintain that level of pride. Like he's never wanting to accept help. And I get that. Like I know people who are like that, but it's just like, sometimes you gotta, probably not in this occasion, but like sometimes, man, you just gotta like pack it in. Like, just know when to accept help.
I get that way about, it's not a pride thing. It's just that I don't want to bother. I don't want somebody to worry about me.
Yeah.
I don't want to take somebody away from, like, I slipped and fell in my walk-in at my old job, dislocated my knee. And somebody's like, do you need me to walk you out to your car? I'm like, no, man, and walked out to my car, just smoking a cigarette.
That shit I get. Like I would do the same. I'll be like, dude, I don't fucking need help. Like I'm good. But like, I don't know. Sometimes, like, hey,
if I'm selling meth to cover my cancer payments, that's a little bit different.
Right, exactly. Literally, like if you've got no other option, like if I've got no other option, then I'll ask for help, It's
right.
We gotta work together. I'll take care of the deposit, says Walt, and he grabs some cash from his stash in the vent, and Junior walks in. And he's just like, oh, I thought I heard mice. Like, Walt is as bad of a liar as Jesse.
Well, there's something also about Junior where nobody's like, man, are you okay? Like, how are you feeling? Like, do you want to talk about it? He's just like, you don't feel the way I think you should. And it's like, okay, well, fuck you, dude. I don't care. Like, he's a kid, though. He's the only one I think is kind of forgivable. It's like, he's a kid.
He's very, 100%. Hit the nail on the head. Like he is forgivable because he's a kid, and because he's very emotional too. Like he just doesn't want his father to go through this by himself. Judy just straight up, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you acting so weird? Holy shit! But like I love like Walt's face here, dude, as he's just like Junior, and he can't even like get a word in. It's just. It's good stuff.
It is. It's great.
Did you like the Walt kind of like looking over the crib and it says Tampico?
Yes. I was like, because you kind of off camera, you see him look at something, and I thought he was going to look and be like, and look kind of inquisitively, and it was going to lead the scene. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of stopped, but then the camera pulled over and it's like, Tampico. Like, oh, yeah, fuck. I forgot about that.
Fuck, dude. Fuck. It's like, oh, man. Like, it's like Crazy 8, like, is like right there in the room with them,
Yeah.
This douchebag takes Walt's parking space at the bank. Ken wins is the number plate. God damn it. By the way, something really cool. This guy is in Better Call Saul. Very same actor as well. Like,
oh, cool.
Literally, the show is made like 8 years after Breaking Bad as well. So it's kind of like crazy that this same actor is playing the same character. And Saul, like the main character in that show, fucks with him. Like he's in it very briefly, like in a like little supporting role. But like he just kind of like fucks with him. It's so good, dude. Like the cameos are just so masterfully done in Better Call Saul.
This guy's head looks like it can handle one more shot of human growth hormone. Like his head, it's just his head is so big. It's like, I mean, they may be partner right now if I just walked in the door. Like,
dude, this guy is like the lab rat for stem cell research, but only in the head.
Yeah. Well, no, this guy might as well be like friends with 80s guy from like Futurama, the guy that comes back with bonitis.
Yeah.
Like he's so 80s, dude. It's awful.
Right. But man, I hate assholes like this, man. Just like talking into his Bluetooth like he's the only person in the room. Like he's just like, check out this chick here. Like, and then he talks about like, oh, like they'd make me a partner just for walking in the damn door. Dude, Stacey's a cow. Like, man, like that kind of stink just doesn't wash off. Like, God, just kill yourself.
Of course that blonde woman is hot. Of course she has an amazing rack. But it's like, dude, you don't just walk in. It's like what Jerry Seinfeld says. It's some episode of Seinfeld. He's like, you don't stare. It's like the sun. You get a peek and you look away.
Literally,
like,
literally.
Yes.
Or it's like in Hall Pass, right? Have you seen Hall Pass? Like he's just like, oh, dude, like they're talking to each other about like how they should check out women because they're both married. And he's just like, you just stare off in like the direction and you anticipate their movement. So they kind of like walk into your field of vision. You don't turn your head and look. Oh, it's good stuff.
That's hilarious.
But like, as Walt's in the line, dude, how great is his death stare as he's just looking at this
Jesus
guy?
Jesus Christ, dude. That's horrifying.
Scary, right?
He'd be a good Jack Torrance, man. He'd kill it.
Yeah, I'd see that. I can see that.
He did those Mountain Dew commercials. Have you seen those?
No.
Oh my God, they redid like The Shining, and it's the oh my God, it's the mom. I think she's on Blackish, I think. And then Bryan Cranston is Jack Torrance, and he's hacking down the door. He's like, new sugar-free Mountain Dew. Like, dude, you gotta YouTube it, dude. It's really good,
I'll
actually.
YouTube that. That's fucking awesome, man. I could totally see that. He'd knock that out of the park. He'd knock anything out of the park, dude. We were just talking about Dark Knight Returns. I had him as fucking Two-Face. Like,
Yeah, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. He deposits his money in his account and makes the check out to the oncology department. And then we get Jesse's family, right? God, like these three just like eating at the table. You really shine on that oboe. You have real talent. Like, God, this is like Stepford Wives, like.
Yes. Talk about overcompensating for your failure as a parent the first time around.
Right.
Let alone, and the funny thing is, by the end of it, we see that it's like by trying to stop the thing that you were going to do, you ended up doing it anyways because you go too much the other direction. I have no idea what Jesse's childhood is like.
I love that.
You know?
I love that. That's a good read on it because for the longest time, I've been trying to get a take on this. Like, I've been trying to get like what Vince Gilligan is trying to tell us here because this is the only, and like not really a spoiler for you, but this is kind of like really the only time we see this interaction with Jake and Jesse and the weed. Like, we don't get any more of this.
Okay.
So okay. I like that though. I like that they were overcompensating and they pushed Jake too far to the point where they made him like they didn't make him Jesse, but they pushed him too far to the point of lashing out, right? In I guess retaliation or rebellion, right?
Right. Well, also the pressure of just, of that. Like, it's like people who are, high performance that have to be, that like a constant competitiveness to be the best. Like, dude, that takes a lot out of people. Those AP kids that are taking advanced classes that are all on drugs and shit.
Yeah,
it's like, like because they have to be, man.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you think about the whole family angle? Like, is this something that you expected, like, as you're watching this?
No. Yeah. When Jesse landed in this person's backyard, I thought there was going to be some kind of, like, funny chase. He didn't know the guy or whatever. And just him to be like, oh, what are you doing here? And I'm like, whoa, what is this?
Dad.
And then...
Yeah,
as soon as he started looking at him, like, what are you doing here? I was like, oh shit, it's his parents. Like, that fucking blew my mind. And I want to punch his little brother in the face so bad. There's something about his little brother that I'm like, you Haley Joel Osment little fuck. Like,
he does look like him, doesn't he? Yeah.
Oh my
totally
God.
Looks like
and he's such a smug little bastard when he's on his computer. Like, dude, I could fucking throw you with one arm. You bite-sized shit. Like,
it's funny that you get smug because I don't get smug from him. I get embarrassed. Like, I kind of like get like an embarrassed vibe off him. Like he's kind of like confused why he's here. And then like when the mum comes in, he's embarrassed for Jesse, I feel like.
Right. I think you're exactly right. And then he kind of scapegoats that through like, oh, I'm so busy being successful. I'm sorry. I can't deal with you right now. And I'm like, oh, what a prick, man.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah.
Right. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, but to be fair, he's not rubbing he's just doing his work. And Jesse's there like, oh, we should hang out sometime, dude.
Oh, Jesse. Man, Jesse. This is the episode that really hooked, like, because I just watched this series again with my parents. This is the episode that really hooked my mum onto Jesse. Like, she's just like, oh, God, I actually really feel really bad for this kid, you know?
Right.
Jesse gets a good night's sleep. Dude, one of the things that you'll see in Breaking Bad quite often is this transition, you know, when they transition from night to day and you just see things like whiz by. Oh, love it.
Like a 24-hour shot.
Dude, Jesse sleeps for nearly 24 hours. Like, he's just like out.
Yeah, from like morning to night. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Parents speculate on what he could be hopped up on, even suggesting to check his arms for needle marks. Like,
this is such an 80s PSA. It feels so 80s. It's just like, oh, if he's smoking pot, he's probably worshiping devils, you know? And it's like just crazy shit like that.
It's funny you bring that up because it reminds me a lot of Marie when Marie is concerned for Junior when he's like smoking the weed, right? He's just like, she's like to Hank, oh, can you show him like autopsy photos of weed overdoses? Like, you know, it kind of reminds me of like the, see, Marie is ill-informed whereas these guys have a history of dealing with Jesse, you know, like, so they're a bit better informed. So you kind of like get this sense of like, we've dealt with this, we're over this, like, you know.
I get the whole like, we've dealt with this and we feel like he might be dabbling in something, but to jump from weed to heroin is like, whoa, dude, pills, cocaine, acid, mushrooms, ecstasy. It's like a whole...
It's a gateway drug. It's a gateway drug.
Yeah.
You know, like if you smoke weed once, you might as well be committing fucking murder, dude. Like, you know.
If you smoke weed once, you might as well have shot JFK in the back of the head. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Rumor has it that fucking Hitler was a pothead back in the day.
Yeah.
And Jesse just walks into it like, what a fucking presumptive bastard. What time's dinner?
Oh, and she's like, did you sleep well or something? He's like, yeah, what time's dinner? Like, dude, what a dick.
Oh, God. The dad... okay, see, this is something that I really like. The dad stays strong while the mum starts to crack, right? Like, the dad's just like, we lay down the law. We have to be consistent. I love that at least one of them is about to crack, you know? Like, if it was both of them, like, being hard asses. Yeah, 100%, 100%. And, like, my mum, as she's watching that, she really like latched onto that. She's like, God, like that's literally me. I'm watching myself on fucking screen. Oh, it's good stuff.
That is so. My mom would be like, "Oh, the combination to your bags is 1, 2, 3, 5." Like, get the fuck out.
Oh God, Junior and Walt at the school, right? Like, I just think, like Walt's trying to convince Junior, that things will work out, right? Like, I just think that things have a way of working themselves out, and Junior is quite clearly not convinced, right? Like, he's pretty genuinely concerned for his father.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse's brother is pretty accomplished. He's won the Environmental Consciousness Award, right? And I love Jesse here. Not all learning comes out of books, and he's doing this.
Jesus, dude. But it's not. Don't get me wrong, he's not wrong. But at the same time, it's the way he's saying it. He's like, yeah, you're smart, but you don't know some of the stuff that I know. And he's like, and half that shit I don't even want to fucking know. Like, I don't want to know what you know.
And that's something that we've seen, right? Like, we've seen Walt, who is very book smart, but not street smart. And then we've got Jesse, who's not book smart, but very street smart, right? Like, so when we've seen Jesse be pretty clever in like some situations.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's something interesting about, you know, he's trying to connect with his brother and he's trying to, you know, kind of, just kind of let that guard down and kind of make a drawbridge out to him. But there is something funny. Before the mom enters the room, the brother really doesn't want any part of this. Like, he's not interested. He's not invested in this conversation. And it's not really, it could be a thing of like, maybe he just doesn't want to make small talk. Jesse will be gone in a day, whatever. You know, I get it. But at the same time, you know, it's not until the mom
he's so used to Jesse leaving.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know?
Don't get too attached because he's going to be gone in a couple days, you know? It's not until the mom walks in and he really actually, you know, starts engaging with him because the ice has been broken. The facade is like gone, you know?
God, when she walks in and she does the check and she just leaves, like not so subtly leaves the door open as she leaves, man.
Oh my
Like,
God. Like,
good God.
I'm not fucking your kid, okay? Like,
Right.
like, calm down, dude.
And I love that Jesse picks up on it, right? Like, what am I, some criminal or something? Like, you know? But my favorite part in this entire scene is Jake telling Jesse that basically he was the favorite, right? Like, how great is that? You're practically all they ever talk about, Jake says.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. That night, Jesse goes through his memories in a very poignant scene. And again, I just really want to highlight the score from Dave Porter in this fucking particular episode. Like, it's really understated. It's like really like subtle guitar riffs. It's fantastic. As Jesse reflects on the person he used to be. And man, how good is Aaron Paul, dude? Like, just like as he's pulling these things out, he looks like someone who has actually lived through these memories, man. Aaron Paul is just a delight to watch, man. Like, I remember when I first watched this show, I was all about Bryan Cranston, but like the more I watch it, I'm just like, fucking Aaron Paul, dude.
Yeah, I can definitely see that because again, very punchable right off the bat. And I like him as Jesse because he plays that shit really well. But then within the first, 4 episodes, we're already getting a 360 picture of him, and they execute that extremely well.
Totally. He finds that drawing why Mr. White loves chemistry with the beaker shoved up his ass.
That's awesome, dude.
And most importantly, finds the test score marked with ridiculous, apply yourself, right? That you can literally read in Bryan Cranston's voice.
Well, that and the fact that you're in this situation, your parents are hovering over your shoulder, you've just dissolved a body in a bathtub, all of this shit is happening. And then this voice telling you from your past to apply yourself is the man who kind of got you into this most horrible shit recently. That is insane. That is like so full circle and like life turns on a dime kind of shit. Like that is so fucking crazy, man.
God, I can't wait to do the rest of this podcast. I can't wait for the rest of I can't wait for you to see the rest of this shit, man. If this is what kind of content you're giving me, let alone the listeners, then I can't wait.
Awesome. Very cool.
He gets a call from Combo asking for more product, right? Like, how crazy is that timing? Like Jesse he is like sitting here on the floor, like living through his memories, like trying to think about like the kid that he used to be, and then he gets the call from his present day life. It's insane. Combo wants to sell it. He's got a cousin who has rich friends that are in town looking to party. And Jesse shows up to the White residence. Yo, I waited till the ball buster left, he says.
Oh, that's great, dude.
And Walt thinks he's wearing a wire. Yeah, you think I'm wearing a wire? Speak into the mic, bitch. And he holds his fucking crotch.
This scene makes me hate Walter because it's the fact of that Walter came to him, followed him home, and was like, I will rat you out if you don't basically show me how to cook meth. The guy shows up saying, hey, let's do a debrief. Let's talk about what we're getting into, blah, blah, blah. At this point, when this scene happened, I was like, oh yeah, I guess the relationship is just dissolved. Like they're just not going to do anything else with each other now because it ended so poorly. Don't blame them. But it's the fact of Walter being like, get the fuck off my property. I'm like, dude, you dragged him into this shit. Like that is such fucking bullshit. And 100%. It made me so... I love Walter in this episode so much, but at the same time, I was like, "You're a fucking cock, dude! Like you are a giant cock with fucking cancer walking around, dude. Fuck you.
You're a cancerous cock." Exactly.
Yes, dude. But I do love where he's like, "Debrief." Like the look Bryan Cranston makes. It's good, man.
It's good stuff, man. He's like, I just came to touch base, debrief, and he's like, debrief. That's why Jesse's here, and of course he wants to cook more because people are digging the meth. And Walt just like, get the hell off my property. Mm-hmm. Before he leaves, Jesse throws the 4K he earned selling the batch at Walt, and Walt, dude, just casually retrieves it from the pool because that's the kind of guy that Walt is.
Literally raking in money.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, dude, that's so crazy.
The meeting with the new oncologist, he says it's treatable with radiation and chemotherapy, and there's a huge list of side effects: hair loss, fatigue, weight loss, intestinal issues, bleeding gums, nausea, kidney irritation, sexual symptoms. And again, it's interesting that as he's laying this all out, Walt is starting to tune out, to the same exact tune and like tone that he had when it was initially diagnosed to him, which is really interesting. What did you take from that?
You know what? I think actually a small part of me really feels like Walter just kind of wants to die. I think that part of him is just kind of like, if it happens, it happens, whatever. I think that's a small part because I think that in the end, he's just like, everybody dies. He's a scientist, like he's a chemist. He's like, dude, at the end, everybody dies. But I think also just knowing that he doesn't have to deal with any of this shit, that like basically, I don't know. It's hard for me. Is it his mind just rejecting the fact that he is basically dying if he doesn't get this taken care of? Or is it him refusing to take any kind of like, I don't want to say responsibility, but it does take you have a responsibility to take care of yourself because of your family. It's not just money. Like it's not, you could have $1 million in the bank, but there is still something wrong if you die and leave these people behind. So I don't know. I was a little confused by this. Like, what is it? Is it the family aspect? Is it the money aspect? Is it him himself? Like, no, I am, because it's also, as the cancer diagnosis starts to soak in, the mask is coming off. So that he realizes what's going on, but is he like, I'm kind of confused. Like, what is your take on these kind of like bleed outs that he's doing basically?
Yeah, like it's interesting because I gotta dance around this. I actually really need to dance around this, but he's not interested in it. He's not interested in knowing about the cancer or knowing about the diagnosis. Like I think you really kind of like hit the nail on the head. Like to him, the diagnosis is kind of like really low priority. Like, like
right, well, it's like when he gets the diagnosis, you have mustard on your shirt.
Yeah,
and
right,
you're
exactly.
like, dude, what?
At this point, he's killed people. Like, he's killed people. He's like skirted on the side of the law. He was don't forget, not too long ago, he pulled the trigger of a gun under his chin. Like,
that's true.
He was so ready to die. Like that this, sitting here with Dr. Del Cavoli, like what's the worst case scenario? I get more time and then die. Whereas, versus I was just about to kill myself and die immediately. Like to him, like this is like small fry,
Well, he doesn't fear death. Maybe that's he's like, dude, I don't care anymore.
Right.
Like, I really do. What happens to you, I care about. I don't care about what happens to me.
Right, exactly. So it's really interesting, man, like the bleed outs and like just the way that Walter treats the cancer and the lack of heaviness that he applies to it. Back at the Pinkman residence, the cleaner finds a joint in Jesse's room and the parents immediately blame Jesse, right? They ask him to leave. And the mother looks genuinely heartbroken and starts to break down before Jesse leaves. Outside, Jake thanks Jesse for not ratting him out and crushes the joint, saying it's skunk weed anyway.
That blew my mind. It's like, dude, you're like fucking 9. What are you doing smoking weed? Like, I guess he's supposed to be a little bit older.
Kush, getting on that
kush. I don't know about you. I was like 15, 16. This kid's like 8 or 9. I was like, dude, that's fucked up, dude. You're way too young to be smoking. But like, I don't call much on kids. I'm like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, no, for real though, dude. You should not be doing that. Like, you're way too young to be smoking weed, man.
When I watched this with my mom, she was shocked. She's like, that son of a bitch.
Dude, me too, man. I was like, whoa. Like, that'd be like if they found a condom in that kid's room and be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah,
like, that is fucked up, man.
Didn't know. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, so what do you think about Jesse crushing the weed? Like, like being like the skunk weed anyway. Because it's not like he's giving his disapproval, like although like him destroying the weed is a disapproving move, him saying it's skunk weed anyway isn't exactly like you shouldn't smoke this,
Right. Well, I think it's him. It's petty revenge for being like, oh, you're going to rat me out? Well, you don't get to enjoy this joint. Fuck you. But also at the same time, I think it's him like I think to Jesse, that's him kind of being the bumper to like knock his brother's ball back onto the right lane. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to be the one to kind of set him on a straight course, but it's like, but dude, you can't do that. Like you got to let these people, if you try to force somebody onto a course, it's never going to happen. Like you have to let that person do that thing. And like, I think there's also a naivety and like a youngness in Jesse where he wants that for his little brother and he wants to kind of nudge him back in the right direction. But at the same time, you have to understand not everybody's like you. Like this kid could probably smoke weed and be fine. Like he doesn't do drugs. Didn't have the drive even before you were ever doing drugs. This kid obviously has drive and he's intelligent. I think that's the interesting dynamic is a brother the little brother has all these trophies and he goes to a magnet school, which is insane. Like, that's genius level shit. And then Jesse's like failing basic high school chemistry. And it's like, dude, like, yeah, it's all about the perseverance. And Jesse doesn't have that. The little brother does.
Absolutely. 100%. I like your read on things. I like it. Scarlett's reading more pamphlets. I said, this is very helpful. And like, Walt's just like turning away from the TV. Oh,
He's like, cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Scarlett. Scarlett wants to call him and start the chemo next week, but Walt wants to discuss a little more. What's there to discuss? Like immediately you see that apprehensiveness, like it's already
yeah, we have determined your future. It's like an arranged marriage with like treatment. It's like, dude, chill out, man.
Right. $90,000 out of pocket. Walt's worried about the money. What happens if they spend the money and Walt dies anyway? A pretty legitimate concern, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Am I supposed to leave you with all that debt, says Walt. Maybe treatment isn't the way to go. And Junior just chimes in with the gut punch here, dude. Then why don't you just fucking die already?
I'm sorry. Why don't you? No, I'm just dude, it's fucked up because at first, like in the first 2 seconds, it kind of made me like, and then I was like, oh, that's fucked up. And I was like, and it catches me off guard because it's such a tense moment and it's the sound of the voice.
Yeah.
That's what got me. And then I was like, no, tweak your, adjust it a little bit. And I was like, okay, the kid's got a point. I definitely get it. But it was just that kid's voice and the dead quiet of that room. I was just like, I literally, oh my God.
Walt starts coughing up blood as he pulls into this gas station. And who does he see but shitty Ken, right?
Channing Tatum himself.
The block of wood himself. He blows up his car by placing the squeegee on the battery, right?
That's awesome, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. Awesome shot of him just walking away as his beamer just ignites and Ken runs out. What the hell? Call the fire people, he says.
Yes.
The fire people.
Call the fire people, dude.
What?
That's what sent me into hysterics. Was him and call the fire people. Why is it doing this?
Good God, man. And that's episode 4, Cancer Man.
Nice.
What are your expectations going in to the next episode now? Like, have you adjusted them? Like, are they, are you expecting to see more of Jesse's family, or where are you?
I think I'm pretty much still on track for where I was. I think that Walter's going to continue to escalate. The emasculation will continue. I think that eventually Walter will snap and say, I already know the infamous scene, like, who do you think you're talking to? Like, I'm the one who knocks. Like, and I love that scene. I've seen it before and it's amazing. But I feel like there's a scene coming up like that where Walter's like, look at me. I am the one going through this. All of you are the council of people who are just making me do this. Yeah, I think that he'll eventually... What my term for it is fuck snap, and I feel like he'll fuck snap, and like because you can only lash out at other people for so long. So I feel like if I had to predict, Walter's going to do something like Rainn Wilson in Super when that guy cuts line and he just breaks his face with a wrench, and you're like, dude, Jesus. I feel like it's going to be something like that, or Walter will eventually have to address exactly what's going on with his family. As with Jesse, I think that. Because he's feeling, back to Walt. I think with Walt feeling the pressure from his family, he'll have to go to Jesse and start cooking again. And again, probably lead to some disastrous results. And I also think the heat on the Hank burner will start to turn up as well.
Okay, interesting. I like it. I like where your head's at. Now, word association again. Right, here we go. I want to see. All right. You still have not got any one of these, right, by the way?
No, not at all.
Which one of these is a big part of next week's episode? So which one of these is a big part of this week's episode?
1 out of 4. 1 out of 4.
1 out of 4. 1 out of 4. Plane crash, chicken, car crash, birthday.
I'm going to go with car crash because we just had Walter's birthday at the pilot. Plane crash seems too big for a TV budget. And then chicken, it's either chicken or car crash.
All right. So you're going with car crash?
I am. I'm going to go with car crash.
All right. Let's lock it in. We'll find out next week on Bad Crystal. Colin, why don't you close us out?
All right, guys. If you want to come and check us out, you can find us on Facebook at Midnight Double Feature. There's a group attached to that called the After Party. Everybody's always invited. You can find us on Instagram at Midnight Double Feature or Twitter at MDF Pod. Stop by and visit us, midnightdoublefeature.com. You can also sign up for our Patreon and get access to the Green Room. We have all of our exclusive bonus content, all of our interviews, spin-off podcasts, all of that stuff. But this one is free. You can always please stop by, rate and review us on iTunes. Let us know how we're doing. If you don't want to sign up for Patreon because you're a cheap fuck, that's fine. You can just you can rate and review us on iTunes. I think that's pretty much it. If you have any suggestions, any criticisms, midnightdoublefeature@gmail.com. What's up, Zoe?
That's it. No, that's it. You hit the nail on the head.
Hell yeah. This has been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the next episode. I guess we will catch you guys on episode 5 of Breaking Bad. Thanks for listening to Bad Crystal.